I'm Stella Willoughby. I'm the SPU rowing coach, and I'm also heading up our recruiting efforts for this year.
Well, Stella, welcome to SPU. It's great to have you here. Tell us a little about your journey, how you got to Seattle Pacific.
Yeah, so I rowed for Olympia area rowing in high school, just a little bit south of here. I rowed all 4 years of high school, and then when I graduated in 2011, I got recruited to go row for Notre Dame, University of Notre Dame over in South Bend, Indiana. Rowed for them all 4 years under direction of Martin Stone, our head coach, who is still there today. Had a wonderful experience there, really enjoyed my time. I graduated in 2015 with a degree in theology, minor in anthropology. Really loved it, and then moved back out home, got married to my husband Jeff Miles, who is an alum here. He graduated in 15 as well from SPU, and then just found this job, happened across it. My husband found it, and here we are.
Well, it's great to have you back in the Northwest. First off, at Notre Dame, what's the home? Where do they train? Where do the Irish train?
Yeah, so we row on the St. Joseph's River, which is about a little over a mile away from campus. So we had to get up early in the morning, get ourselves down to the boathouse. But thankfully, it was within a residential area, so not too far from off of campus.
One of the real unique things about Seattle Pacific rowing is the shell house is real close.
Absolutely.
Tell us,
Yes.
how close that is and how nice that is.
When I got here and I was, kind of being interviewed for the job, that was definitely the biggest thing that jumped out to me, was the fact that you can wake up in your dorm, off campus, wherever you're at, and be at the boathouse in about 10 to 15 minutes just walking, if not less. And so having the athletic department all in one building, all right here. Our boathouse is located just in the basement part of the athletic building, so it's right here on campus. It's very central to SPU. A lot of students come out to watch us for different events and things like that, and it's just a very integral part of the community here, which is unusual and much appreciated.
And there's no vehicle needed to transport the shells to the water. Tell us how long, once your athletes grab their shell, how long does it take them to walk to the water?
You come here, you get hands on your boat, and you walk it just right across this pathway here and launch on the canal, just about 100 meters away. So you get in, get out real quick. You save a lot of time sleeping. You get a little extra sleep, a little extra time on the water, but overall it makes for just a great opportunity for the girls here.
You're going to be involved with a lot of the recruiting, and a lot of rowing recruiting is getting at people who participate in other sports and maybe don't have the crew background. How then, what is that process like to convert them into rowers?
Absolutely. So that's the thing about rowing as a sport as a whole on the collegiate level, is that it's a sport that anyone can pick up at any point in their life. And so if you're looking to do a sport competitively in college, rowing is a great one to join, because we can teach you to row. The thing that Andy and I have been kind of working through, and Andy had good direction, is that we can teach an athlete to be a rower. It's a little bit more difficult to teach a student to be an athlete and have that athletic mentality, but any athlete, if you've done any sport before, we can teach you to row, and we can teach you to row well as long as you're putting in the effort. So really, we can take girls from all sorts of sports. We have girls who are basketball players, volleyball players, a lot of track, a lot of swimming. That's a really easy one to convert over. So really, we'll take anyone who wants to do it, and if they're willing to work hard, they'll be successful.
The perception a lot of people have of rowing is from the Olympic Games, 6, 8 crews wide, rowing 2,000 meters, and you do your share of that, mostly in the spring. In the fall, though, head racing is a big thing. Completely different than that.
Very different.
Tell us about head racing, how that works.
So spring is all 2K, everyone's lined up together, you line up and go. Head racing in the fall is long distance, so we're going between 4 and 6 kilometer races, so a lot longer. But it's also a staggered start. So head racing starting means that you're starting 15 to 20 to 30 seconds apart each boat, and you come in at pace already. So you come up, you're already rowing, you're already getting into it. By the time they say go, that's 15 seconds behind the previous crew, and you're already at full speed by the time they say go. So it makes it for a little bit of a challenge for the coxswains to steer, and generally course is a little bit more windy. It's also a challenge for the rowers to stay internally motivated, as there's not crews generally right next to you unless you're really passing up on a crew or someone's passing up on you. So it really, it's a struggle to make sure that you're on top of your game, because you really are, it's just you against the clock at that point. But it does make for exciting races, particularly ahead of the Charles, which SPU hasn't been involved in yet, but it's a huge race that goes down the Charles River over in Boston, and a lot of chaos, a lot of people watching that race. So that's the type of thing that head style racing is like.
Falcons fans intrigued by the idea of head racing has an
Yes.
opportunity this weekend, Sunday
Yes.
morning, in the Montlake Cut in Portage Bay is the Head of the Lake Regatta hosted by the
Yes.
University of Washington. You have 3 8s competing
Yes,
in that.
3 8s.
It's pretty early in the season for you, so how do you prepare them and what's the outlook?
Absolutely.
for
Yeah,
that?
we've been spending the past couple of weeks, I think, kind of preparing for this. This past week, for sure, we've been in our lineups, our voting lineups, to kind of just help gel the girls together, unify them, getting them ready for race pace, and for this big regatta. So it's going to start over close to Pocock Boathouse around there, and then go through the Montlake Cut, around that bay out there, and then back towards the UW Boathouse, and then we all kind of gather together at the boathouse at the end of the day. So they've been doing a lot of hard pieces, a lot of good work and solid finishes, just to kind of get ready for this race.
So for those people not familiar with the metric system as
Sure.
well, put that in terms 2,000 meters are your traditional racing.
Yes.
How long is that in terms of miles?
So is it 1,560 meters is 1 mile. So if you think about a 2K race, it's a little bit over a mile.
Yep.
So then a 6K race is a little bit over 3 miles. Yeah. So it's quite a distance. It'll take the girls. We think about it more in terms of time than in terms of miles. So it should take the girls. A 5K should take them about 20 minutes, hopefully less, if they're holding a 2-minute split. But generally, this hopefully will be a little bit shorter than 20 minutes. But that's a long time to be hauling after it every single stroke, getting after it. So they are very long races in the fall.
And after these, the Head of the Lake race, there is no rest for your rowers.
I know.
They'll come out and they'll do some post-regatta celebration
Yes.
and all. Then it's back in the shell and they
Yeah.
roll back to campus here. How
Absolutely.
long will that take them to get
Yeah,
from
so
UW?
from our launching point here over to the start of the race is maybe 3,000 or 4,000 meters, and then we'll do the 4, 5. I'm not sure exactly how long the race is, but we'll finish up our race, which is over by UW, and then we'll row our way back, which is another couple thousand meters. So they'll have a nice long cool down. They'll have a break in between. We're gathering at UW Boathouse for a big pancake breakfast that all rowers and coaches are invited to. But then they will row their way back, which is really nice that we are attached to the same body of water. Otherwise, most crews have to load up and return to their homes where they came from. So,
Sure.
yep.
Well, Stella, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome to SPU and
Appreciate
good
it.
luck at the Head of the Lake this
Thank
weekend.
you so much. Appreciate it.